This review was made possible by contributions from viewers like you.
Hey guys! While my last two reviews covered works that were sent in by some of my fans, today we're going to be looking at something a little bit more conventional, but still indie since it was published outside of Marvel or DC. Archie vs. Predator, number 1. I found this issue in a box of indies that I got from a sidewalk sale that my local shop was having, and frankly, it's just too ridiculous to ignore. I know that there's this weird trend going on right now with throwing grimdark at properties like Archie and Sabrina the Teenage Witch, both of whom have been family-friendly for decades, so of course it makes sense to make them all gritty without a shred of irony. But seriously? We're throwing the Predator into the mix? To this cover's credit, I'm genuinely curious as to what kind of a versus we could possibly get from this. We have Archie leaning in for a kiss with his kinda-sorta girlfriend Veronica. I say kind of sorta because I only have a vague secondhand knowledge of Archie and his supporting cast without ever having actually read any Archie comics. And with the Predator creeping up behind them, it looks like this is about to turn into every monster movie ever made, where the hapless teens are violently punished for their premarital shenanigans. How will this comic be a versus instead of just a slaughter? I want to find out. Despite the sheer outlandishness of the setup, the comic itself is rendered in a more realistic and appropriately grittier art style. I have to put a question mark after the end of appropriately, because while this art style does fit with the Predator, it's an Archie comic! How seriously are we supposed to take this? We open on Archie, Betty, and Veronica walking through the streets of an undisclosed little town after some serious shit has gone down. Buildings are on fire, cars are turned over, bodies litter the streets, someone tied up this guy by his ankles for some reason. But despite the horrors that have befallen this town, our cast is somehow aware of our presence, and Betty introduces herself. Hi, I'm Betty Cooper, and this is Veronica Lodge. Don't look at me! My hair is abysmal! Good to see that in the midst of all this death and destruction, these girls still have their priorities in order.
How long until the Predator gets her?
I think she has main character shields.
Damn.
And this is... well, he's gonna put that assault rifle back where he found it. Oh boy, we're not even past the first page and Archie wants to end it all. Also, oh hi, inside joke.
Honey, oh sugar, sugar, you are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you.
Archie clutches onto this assault rifle that he found like it was his baby, as he says... angry face. Yeah, minor spoiler alert, this isn't really Archie. What is he then? I don't know, the comic doesn't explain him at all, not even why he speaks in emojis. Anyway, some bad things happened, and now all our friends are dead. Editor's note, see Archie vs. Predator 1. Oh yeah, as is typical of my show, it just so happens that this first issue of 5 is actually a sequel to the original Archie vs. Predator, because this thing needed to be a frickin' saga for some reason. I didn't notice the Roman numeral 2 here on the cover until reading this editor's box. And for that matter, why do we need this editor's box to tell us to read the first series? If Betty is talking directly to us, why couldn't she tell us herself about what happened in that story? Then again, if she's just glossing over the details about how her friends are all dead, how important could those details really be? God, Betty, you're so dramatic, said Veronica within 10 feet of 2 dead bodies. Dark humor or bad writing? I honestly can't tell. She blithely walks over the body of a woman whose head has been reduced to splatter paint, explaining that if they want to go back to their hometown of Riverdale, all they have to do is walk down memory lane. Betty points out that that only works for Archie, and then we get this weird exchange. He's not really Archie though, is he? Oh, Archie, darling. Facepalm, heart, question mark? Warning sign. Ta-da! Fair point. No, confusing point. What the hell was that? Seriously, Betty, if you have the power to talk to the audience, don't you think we could stand to be let in on what the hell's going on? Okay, so Archie isn't Archie. What the hell does that mean? Who is he? Was he replaced with some kind of clone? Is his consciousness taken over by some kind of alien computer system? Is he hopped up on goofballs? What? And ta-da? Not sure what about this scene is accidentally inappropriate that wheedled its way into the comic because I'm reviewing it, but... okay. They set off to look for the literal memory lane, which is between the library and the post office. You really think this'll work? I mean, if we came back from an alternate timeline where you married Archie, we can come back from anything. So apparently these girls can just... walk between alternate realities. Are they from the Berenstein universe too? They theorize that once they get there, not Archie will go back home to his friends, who, like him, I guess, are all predators. Okay, so he's a predator. Shouldn't he be speaking in weird, growly clicks? Again, could this really not be explained in the beginning of the comic as Betty is bringing us up to speed? To Veronica's horror, memory lane is permanently closed. I don't understand. She should just get that tattooed on her forehead. This makes Betty turn into Edvard Munch's The Scream, and Veronica into Ronnie Wiseau. You're tearing me apart, Archie! They can't have cancelled us, could they? Uh-oh. Did you say something on Twitter you shouldn't have? If there are no more new stories about us, that means we're stuck here forever. Wait, what? They're aware of how they're fictional characters, and they're trying to have new stories written about them? If that's the case, wouldn't being outside of Riverdale open up new storytelling possibilities for them? What are they worried about? I guess that means they cancelled you too, pal. Shrug. Yeah, you're not too broken up about that, are you? Great. They're stuck in limbo, and because they don't care, we don't care either.
Oh, were we supposed to care?
Well, seeing as how this is a sequel, I think maybe we were? Betty insists that they not give up. Maybe we can get home from Greendale. Sabrina's dead too. Oh no, did Sabrina get stabbed by that mugger again? She has the worst luck, I swear. They find a car nearby. They think about hotwiring it since the keys are missing, but Betty doesn't know how to do it. This is Riverdale, Betty. We have aliens and a girl who can smell money, and one time we summoned the devil. There are a number of ways that I could have responded to that line, but since I couldn't decide upon just one of them, enjoy them all. We have aliens and a girl who can smell money, and one time we summoned the devil. Really? You had a girl who could smell money? I can smell money too, it's not that impressive. We have aliens and a girl who can smell money, and one time we summoned the devil. And then I sold my marriage to the devil, which is why I'm not married to Archie anymore. We have aliens and a girl who can smell money, and one time we summoned the devil. And you met the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles who were spat out by a giant cowhead. We have aliens and a girl who can smell money, and one time we summoned the devil. If your intellectual property is open to that kind of randomness, how the hell can you possibly run out of story ideas?
I like the first one.
So yeah, because of all the previous nonsense they've apparently endured, Veronica thinks they can make it through this as well. Good to know she can maintain that kind of confidence despite the horrors they've just witnessed. She asks Nachi if he can start the car. He answers Space Invader's fist check, and then just punches in the window. And I guess that's enough to get the car running. So off they go, out of Riverdale to go back into Riverdale. What? Good night, Riverdale. Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. Oh, sorry. I'm reading this in the wrong voice. Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. Wow. Ronnie starts waxing philosophical about what'll happen if they get forgotten. And Betty just falls asleep, bored out of her mind.
That's hilarious.
It isn't long before they arrive in Riverdale, again, after first leaving Riverdale for all the sense that makes, and for some reason, this happy, cheerful little town decided that its slogan should be the mirth of a nation. It's cute, but also problematic. Or did everybody in this universe just forget about D.W. Griffith's 1915 epic that glorified the Ku Klux Klan? Veronica thinks she made a wrong turn, without giving us any reason for why she'd think that, and while Betty continues her little nap, we then cut to another Betty talking to her friend Dilton, the smartest kid in Riverdale. Is this a flashback? A flash forward? A dream? Another reality? No idea. First we have Betty narrating to us, then the editor tried to take over, and now we have nothing to tell us what's going on when we actually need it. Anyway, Dilton here is working on his Halloween costume, and the last piece he needs for it just arrived in the mail. A Predator helmet. You're going as Captain Phasma? I have no idea who Dilton is as a character, but I still know that he'll make for a more interesting Phasma than the one we were saddled with. Also, I would think that on the pop culture hierarchy, the Predator would be a little more recognizable than Phasma. Dilton quips that he couldn't afford the license to do Phasma, and again I have to tilt my head in confusion. Does he know that he's the property of some publishing company? Why would he need a license to dress up as Captain Phasma for some Halloween party? Are the Predators in this universe fictional too? Who owns the license for them, and why couldn't they just rein them in before all this happened? Why did Dilton buy a Predator mask just so we can fit it with LEDs to make a Daft Punk helmet? They do have Daft Punk helmets on eBay, you know. Dilton offers to whip up a Daft Punk costume for her, and when she steps out to grab her motorcycle helmet, Dilton tries on his mask. Hey, Betty. How's my date? Period, not question mark. Spoopy. Apparently the word spoopy is a bit of internet slang that's been around since at least 2012, and it's meant to describe something that is both cute and scary. Does this thing look the slightest bit cute to you?
I think nerds are cute. And they might still be cute when they're trying to be scary. But spoopy? Just no.
Then he activates some kind of beacon in his helmet. Meanwhile, wherever the hell that last scene was taking place, we cut to a squad of Predators on Mars, one of whom says, Earth, robot head, thumbs down, and all that this guy can say in response is, exclamation point. A third Predator confirms, Space Invader, Smiley Man, telephone, and they all leave while this Predator dog pees on the Mars rover. See? Because it's a dog. And dogs pee on things. Do you get it? We cut to the here and now, where Betty reveals that she just dreamed up that last scene. What, did she dream up that bit with the Predators on Mars too? She'll throw a meanwhile at us but not give us any other indication of what's going on, like maybe putting this first panel in a thought cloud? Ronnie says that they've arrived in Riverdale, which, according to Betty, should be great news, but it's hard for them to get excited about it when they see themselves walking around, and Betty and Dilton are wearing the Daft Punk costumes from the dream she just had earlier. That's us. Don't be stupid. I would never wear a diffusion line, even to a costume party. Just a few minutes ago, you were boasting how anything is possible because you saw space aliens and the devil. How is this outside the realm of possibility? Dilton thinks that he's responsible for opening up portals into other realities, and he demonstrates this to his friends by putting on his helmet and making it beep. This acts as a beacon which summons the Predators again, and I have no idea if this is opening portals to other realities, but we shouldn't rule it out just yet. Look at these two panels. I think he's taking land masses from different Earths and shifting them around to occupy the same space and time. And with all these questions being introduced and promptly forgotten, the comic decides that now is a good place to just stop. So that was Archie vs. Predator 2, number 1 of 5, and I'm not seeking out the other 4 issues. If you're combining 2 incompatible properties like this, it needs to celebrate how ridiculous said combination is, like the Mars Attacks crossover comics by IDW. Transformers, Kiss, Popeye, you throw the margins at these guys, and what else but hilarity can ensue? This comic needed to be a lot sillier. I hear Archie vs. Predator, and I imagine Archie and the gang defeating their murderous foe with a series of Scooby-Doo-like booby traps, the only casualty in the story being the sandwich that Jughead had to sacrifice as bait. But all this death and destruction that we're supposed to take seriously, but our protagonists just brush off, the incomprehensible Archie clone, the bizarre relationship between Betty and the reader, the confusing story, the meta-crisis of these characters not getting new stories and being forgotten by the audience. What am I even looking at here? I'll tell you what I'm looking at. Box fodder.
Sugar, oh honey, honey, you are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you, honey, oh sugar, sugar, you are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you. I just can't believe the loveliness of loving you. I just can't believe it's true. I just can't believe the wonder of this feeling too. I just can't believe it's true. Ah, sugar. Oh, honey, honey. You are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you. Oh, honey, oh, sugar, sugar, you are my candy girl, and you got me wanting you. When I kissed you, girl, I knew how sweet a kiss could be. I know how sweet a kiss can be. Like the summer sunshine, pour your sweetness over me. Pour your sweetness over me. Oh, sugar, sugar, honey, honey. Sugar, sugar, honey, sugar. You are my candy
Hey guys, I have a birthday present to open up here from King Gabe Johnson. Let's see what we got here inside.
Actually opening it before his birthday in the same year.
Oh, will you stop it?
No.
It is a box of carrier bags! Yes, this is just what I always wanted, thank you! Now, let's see what we really got in here. Where did my scissors go?
Those are some awful rattly bags.
Indeed. I just love being prepared like this. Let's see.
That dedication and professionalism that they come to you for.
I am tearing the box and I'm replacing it later. We got a letter here.
We just got a letter. We just got a letter.
Do. Dear Bob Show, happy 35th birthday. Here's a collection of goodies to enjoy. However, some of the items are for you, some are for Raven, and one item is for both of you to share. I want to see if you can figure out who gets what. It's a game. Your pal, King Gabe. P.S. Look on the back. I'll do that. Just in case I forget to email you this request, here it is. Remember how when you reviewed Descendants? Yes. Yes, I
Vividly.
do. She was defending it, and you were like, why? That was funny. So I was wondering, when you review the live-action Aladdin and Lion King, if we could do a tag team review somehow. Since I enjoyed those movies, I think it would to review them with you and get a few laughs, clashing opinions. Let me know what you think, and if you'd like doing the review with me or Brownie. Yes.
Wow.
It's Brownie, his little dog character. That would be interesting. Let's see here. We've got a rather eclectic collection of stuff here. Starting with, what do we got? A pair of foam nunchucks. I'm going to assume that this is for me so I can, just bash myself over the head when something is really painful on screen. Wah! What's happening here? And we have a... Let's see. I'm understanding this properly. Yep, flying fist. Is that for Raven? No. I'm sorry.
Hey!
I'm horrible, I know. We have a handlebar mustache pair of eyeglasses. How are they? Ooh.
Strange.
We have a light butter knife, zoom, 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 which is a licensed Cars product, so I'm guessing this one is for me in particular. Let's turn that off. There we go. I was gonna say, I don't know how it works. We have a little blue snake.
I remember those.
Yes, I do. I know this one too. Because Raven's a snake person? Maybe?
I have snakes.
Yes, you do. Quite a few. One more for the pile. And we have some regular sunglasses for me to quip by. It looks like these sunglasses aren't ironic. Yeah!
Don't encourage him, Gabe.
A Rubik's Cube, because I enjoy things from the 80s. I don't know. And because my lady comes from New Orleans, beads. There you go.
Nice!
I think that's a pretty safe bet. And something for the both of us to share. Pretty easy to tell here. The journey into our kingdom of love. All we can say here is the journey wasn't easy, but once you open this book, you'll find out what made us say, I do.
Aww.
Yes, King Gabe and his queen. Oh, and we got more art in here. Featuring this guy, who I'm sure I'll recognize in the future issues of Star Striker. And possibly, crap, I forgot her name. Reporter Mom, perhaps?
Not sure.
Oh, and we have, Sam himself. I'm angry. Stop teasing me about my crushes. And Star Striker, because he's upside down like a star. Ta-da! Very nice.
Very good.
And a quick peek inside of this reveals it looks like it's going to be an autobiography of sorts of how King Gabe met and fell in love with his lovely lady. Oh, geez. And we've got some photos from way long back when, too.
Aww.
This is really sweet. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to make a whole bunch of scans with out of this and share it with Raven, otherwise I got no means of sharing it with her, and
You can read it to me.
I can do that, yes. Yeah, I'll probably do that. Or if not, just hurry my ass up to get to Oregon, so,
That would be preferable.
That'd be preferable indeed, yes.
Your ass definitely needs to be in Oregon.
Yes, it does. But thank you very much for that, Gabe. I'm going to enjoy that very much. Hey, guys. As you can see, I have a very large box to open up here from Grace Starks of Dripping Springs, Texas.
Grace! What was that?
This was a box that's so big, it's apparently knocking my chair loose. So, there we go. And let's see what we got inside here.
By the way, that's Texas, therefore it's not Dripping Springs.
What is it?
It's Dripping Springs.
It's Dripping Springs.
Dripping.
I don't know. Oh, I had a south.
No, but you're doing fine.
I'm doing fine. Of course, we've got this.
Look, he's from Shreveport.
Quiet you. Of course, we got this big giant box and stuff which does not necessitate this big giant box. Joke's on me. Oh. We've got many little things in here with little notes on them. Starting with this.
Can you put the box next to you?
Maybe. Let's see what we got here.
Grace, find a smaller box next time. That had to have cost you a lot to send it, as huge as it is.
Maybe. We have Moby Dick, starring Donald Duck. Call me Ishmael. Don't want to tear up the cover. Wow, this is going to be a very interesting read here. And I got to hold this with my right hand, not my left. There we go.
As we mentioned right before you started filming,
Yes.
hold the stuff in your right hand there, lefty.
Oh, quiet you. In an adaptation of Herman Melville's classic that stars Scrooge McDuck, Donald Duck, and nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, a feathery crew ventures out onto the high seas in pursuit of the white whale Moby Dick, who stole Captain Quackhab's lucky dime. It always goes back to that damn lucky dime. You know what, Scrooge? You got all the money in the world. Can't you afford a better security system for that thing? As Quackhab scours the ocean in pursuit of his nemesis, facing other dangers of the sea, everyone begins to wonder, how far will their captain go for revenge?
Captain Quackhab, I love it.
Yes. Yes. Wow, this is going to be a very, very fun read. Thank you.
For the live stream.
Yes, gotta put this for the live stream. And... oh, I'm sorry. Looks like we've got... oof. We have a letter and what looks like a manuscript.
Maybe it's the manuscript for Transformers.
Bite your tongue. Dear Bob Show, I hope you like my fan art I sent you before my stinky uppercut. Stinky! I've decided to send you some more things to show my support to you and Raven. Thank you. It's stuff that you may like or dislike. Okay, it's stuff you'll hate. I know it seems like a cruel thing to do, sending you stuff that will make you suffer, but in the words of King DD, the suffering of others is the most amusing thing there is.
Especially if it's Bob Show suffering.
I was going to say, if... you don't need to apologize for sending me stuff that hurts. You'd be surprised how often I get that. Yes. In all seriousness, putting yourself through these terrible movies for our entertainment is very commendable. You are one of the bravest people I know, taking the bullet for others at the risk of your own sanity.
Oh, such a hero.
That might be true as far as the at the risk of your own sanity thing goes. Not everybody has sat through Where the Dead Go to Die. And I do not. I do not suggest they call me out on that.
Don't do it.
No! You have my deepest respect. I put in some palate cleansers to balance out the terribleness because I'm not that cruel. Obviously. Thank you very much. All in all, thank you for all that you do for us. Your videos really help me by giving me so much enjoyment in this otherwise dark time. Keep being a Bob Show. Ta-da! Love, Grace Starks. P.S. I hope your dream of becoming a filmmaker comes true. You have the best ideas that deserve to be on the big screen. I'll be rooting for you all the way. P.P.S. As a fan who wants the best of you, I highly recommend that you do not watch Dingo Pictures. It's so bad, it's bad. Really.
I don't think he can get away with not watching Dingo Pictures. He gets requests for Dingo Pictures all the time.
And again, I'm a little bit familiar with what Dingo Pictures are. I don't know what the thing you would call for that is, but I have sat through worse. Come at me, Dingo. Saberspark lost his sanity trying to review it, and I don't want the same to happen to you. If you do want to watch it, you have to be mentally prepared for the utter terribleness that is Dingo Pictures. PPPS. I'm creating a surprise for you and Raven. I'll send it to your Gmail when it's finished. I think y'all are going to love it. Oh, I think we already have seen what you were going to send to us.
So cool!
Ugh.
Horrible.
For those of you not in the know, in the last stream that I had...
Oh my goodness, if you missed the last stream, go watch it now. It's on his YouTube channel. It's the one from, I don't remember the date, but in the thumbnail, he's sitting in front of the green screen with a cowboy hat on.
Yes. It's the 19th of May as we shoot this, which means it was the 13th that we shot that one, so look for that date. But yeah. Was it Grace that introduced the idea of...
Yes.
Yes.
Transformers.
Because talking dog movies are totally my thing, and because I'm such the flaming Transformers fan that I am, she came up with Transformers. F-U-R-mers. A movie about Transformers who are also talking dogs. And oh god, the puns, they flowed!
She sent us the concept art for Optimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
It was so cool.
And Optimus Prime is a little bulldog who apparently believes in the freedom of all sentient beings.
It was really a fun stream.
Yes.
I literally hurt from laughing so much by the time we were done.
Yes, hurts, let's say that. I love you.
Oh.
Sorry, you hurt by the end of the stream. Midway through stream, you had to leave, didn't you?
Why do you get such a kick out of me having to run to the bathroom?
Because it's hilarious! That's why!
You are such a weirdo. Get back to the fan mail in the package.
Does this surprise you?
No.
Anyway, yes. We have a little note accompanying this story here. This is a story that I made when I was 16 and in my weeb phase. I thought I'd share it with you in case you were interested in seeing it, so you could see my story writing skills. This actually got made in a book format, but I didn't have a spare copy of it, so I had to print it out. I also ran out of staples, hence why it's paperclipped. I hope you like it. I already like it for the fact that it is paperclipped. That is a huge help. But yes, this is called The Yokai Tales, a Kitsune's Beginning.
I know what a kitsune is.
It's some kind of a fox spirit.
It's a nine-tailed fox creature.
Yes, with multiple tails. I didn't know that it was 9, but okay. And accompanying the nine-tailed fox here is what looks like a Meowth, a Heffalump, and some kind of a pink yak guy, and Mushu, who will not be appearing in the remake of Mulan for some reason. But I am going to...
So you're a fan of Mushu, but you're not a fan of Jar Jar?
Yes. Yes, I am. But yes,
Did you hear my eyes roll there? I know you're not looking at me.
Oh, I heard them. But yes, I'm going to have to take a peek at this, and I will enjoy it, I'm sure. And this was made before you met me, so I know it's not going to be as painful as Transformers. So I got that going for me.
Transformers wasn't painful. It was amazing.
Ugh.
So funny. Oh my god, the puns. Oh, the puns.
Oh, God. Let's see what else we got here. Ooh, tissue paper, yes! Oh, no.
In light of the recent shortage of toilet paper, that might have come in handy if you'd opened it sooner.
I'm good, actually.
Yeah, finally.
I found some toilet paper that was in the store, and I must take advantage, within reason. I know there are other shoppers. They must have their toilet paper as well. I will take this bundle. And that is all. This is what you want to do, people. We need to be parsimonious.
He had to resort to going and borrowing stuff from his parents. He couldn't find any to buy.
At the very beginning, when everyone was panicking, yes. But I'm good. That's what matters. And, by the way, Raven, I hate you.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Why now? Why do you hate me this time?
I hate you this time in particular because I'm reminded with this little gift that you made me review all 3 Descendants movies.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. And now I'm eventually going to have to review at some point Zombies.
What is that?
It's Twilight, but with zombies instead of vampires.
No.
And made by the Disney Channel.
Have you ever started a book series and then you hated it and you had to finish it just because it was part of a series and you had to see what happened in this garbage fire?
No. If I started something and I didn't like it, I just dropped it like a trig class.
Entire series.
You've read the entire...
I haven't watched all the movies, though. The books were enough.
You started with Twilight and you were enjoying it?
No, well, maybe the first book.
Maybe the first. I will say that I can get on board with the concept of Twilight. I'm sure I talked about this at some point. But I gotta be Team Jacob. Why? Because there's real drama in there. We have a teenage girl who is attracted to this teenage boy, not this 100-year-old weirdo who just looks like a teenager. And he has this affliction wherein he can get really violent. And it's nothing that he can control, apparently. And the proof is in one of these other girls who lives with his family who's got this big, nasty scar across her face. Oh my god, I'm attracted to someone who could do that to me. Okay, that's a complication. And because he's a teenager, he's got this stupid invincibility complex to him. Oh no, that's not gonna happen to me. And he's actually caring and doting towards her. Lady, go for that guy! But no, go for the super hunky vampire who just stares at you.
There were no super hunky vampires in that movie.
I'm speaking from the vantage point of the book. He's supposed to be. But,
well, I don't know. I guess maybe they did. I don't remember what he was described as.
He sparkled. That's what's important. Anyway, with the note that we have attached to zombies here. Zombies? More like Joker cosplayers. Yeah, okay, that is kind of accurate. Pale face, green hair.
Mm-hmm.
So dead. Descendants dealt with identity, but this movie deals with racism. You know, for kids! Spoiler, the way they solve racism is really, really dumb. Oh, I'll bet.
Put it on the list.
It's Zoms versus Poms. Ugh.
Poms?
P-O-M-S, like pom-poms. Get all fired up for the music and dance-filled movie event of the year, Disney's Zombies! It's the start of a new semester at Seabrook High.
It's Disney?
Uh-huh.
It's a series?
No, it's a movie.
Oh, at least it's not a series. Good gracious.
Yeah. In a suburban town all about uniformity, traditions, football pep rallies, and cheerleading championships. That is, until students from Zombie Town integrate into the school and chaos erupts. Really? Really? Zombie Town? They're just a community of zombies. And then integration happens, and oh my goodness! Oh god. This little note knew what it's talking about. It is really, really dumb. It takes the courageous friendship between a fierce and determined cheerleader, Addison, and a zombie football star, Zed, to help unite their high school and ultimately their community. Can you
just review the blurb? I think that would be enough.
That would be enough.
I think you could say all that needed to be said based on the blurb. We're gonna sit through how long is it?
I think it's 90-something minutes.
Oh boy.
94 minutes. Which means that it's going to take at least half an hour to get through the first 5. Because that's how it always goes down. We sit down, start taking notes for the movie. The first 10 seconds! Oh my god, so many questions!
If you are able to become an executive $100 patron, and so that you can guest write, so that you sit down and watch the movie with Bob Show in order to take notes to put into the script.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. Trust me. It is an endless source. A lot of good amount of time. Just because the movie's going to take 2 hours does not mean it's going to take you 2 hours to get through the movie with him.
Please be patient. That's all I ask.
Figure 4. Figure 4 hours for a 2-hour movie. Unless it's something he really holds dear. If you're going to watch Transformers property with him, set aside a day, possibly the weekend.
Oh, you would either love or hate watching me bitch about everything wrong about the Transformers movies because, again, yes, it goes on for a while. and not for reasons you would think.
He finds new reasons every time.
Every time! But, yes, we are going to review that movie. We're going to take notes on it. And I can already tell it's going to be a long-ass experience.
I mean, ask Gabe, ask Ben. The entertainment level of watching the movie with him. Not quite so entertaining when you're just trying to have a date night.
Beauty and the Beast was awful. Deal with it.
How dare you?
Like this. Beauty and the Beast was awful. Deal with it.
I think that repeated exposure might help change your mind.
Oh, yes, of course it will.
We might have to test that theory tonight.
I saw the movie 3 times as I was making that review. I saw enough.
Maybe 4th is the charm.
I love you.
We'll see.
No, we still need... We still need to get through the... We still gotta finish the mutually hated Bad Boys 2.
I don't hate it. I mean, I hate it, but I don't want to hate it. I want to love it. It's Will Smith.
Mm.
I love Will Smith.
Yep.
So much.
Everyone does.
He's goofy, but I'd still sleep with him. I mean, he's...
Oh, yes, because Goofy is such a detriment to you.
It used to be.
And then this guy happened.
You're the exception. We'll stop doing that. Anyway, I love Will Smith. I just don't like Will Smith when he's being directed by Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Michael Bay can even screw up Will Smith. That tells you how awful he is.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, shall we return to my mystery box here?
Why don't we get back to what we're here for?
Yes. We have a book, which does not have a little note attached to it, but as it is, it just kind of looks like the monolith from 2001: A Space Odyssey. And it is called Return to the Isle of the Lost. You're a funny girl, Grace. Let's see if
Is
there's...
that a Descendants book?
It's a Descendants book. It's about the Isle of the Lost, and you can kind of sort of make out the Descendants apple on the spine. And it is by Disney Hyperion. So, yeah. It's Descendants!
Yay!
Yay!
Rotten to the core.
At least there's none of that. Ugh.
You just have to imagine it.
Blah.
Hey, some of the songs were good.
Okay. Yes. Some of the songs were good.
Catchy.
Catchy. Rotten to the core. Good song, in theory.
Wicked.
Until you actually put them
What's
into
my name?
context. Yes.
Queen of Mean.
Yeah.
I loved the music.
Uh-huh.
It had no place in the movie. Or
Nope.
maybe the movie had no place in the music.
Nope.
Forget the movie, just listen to the soundtrack.
Or read the book. For Maddie, my hero, and the CH class of 2025. Go Vikings! Let's see.
Oh, was that written in there, or?
No, it's just a dedication
Okay.
inside the book.
Why did you read it?
Because I'm desperately looking for anything that might give us some kind of an insight as to what this book is about. I've got the most brilliant idea. Prince Ben, the Isle of the Lost. No, you don't. You have a stupid idea. Leave it alone, Benny boy.
Wait a minute, Prince Ben?
Yes, this was back when he was Prince. I have the most brilliant idea. Let's let all the kids back out from the Isle of the Lost.
So, Return to the Isle of the Lost is the first movie, is the first book?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to read it and find out. Oh, dear. And it looks like it might be a good contender for Storytime with Bob Show too, so yeah. I hurt.
This is awesome, Grace.
This is horrible, Grace. Why did you do this to me?
Nope, Isle of the Lost is the first one.
Aha.
Return to the Isle of the Lost, a Descendants novel, is the second one.
Is there a third we should worry about?
Oh, there's a fourth. Hang on.
Oh, of course there is.
Yes, it's Isle of the Lost, Return to the Isle of the Lost, a Descendants novel, Rise of the Isle of the Lost, a Descendants novel, and Escape from the Isle of the Lost, a Descendants novel.
So basically, we're just trying to make
I
this
think
into.
he needs all of them. I think you should send all of them to him.
So basically, we're just trying to make this into the Planet of the Apes franchise. Is that what's going on here?
Maybe.
Do we have Beneath the Isle of the Lost?
Let's see. Do they have it on the whole 4-book series on Amazon?
Ugh.
He does have a birthday coming up.
Hooray! And because you brought that up, I need to bring this up in kind.
Happy birthday to you.
No, Schloofy.
Yes, Luffy!
Was it Grace that had requested the Schloofy voice?
Probably.
It may have been. I can't remember.
Anyway, we have another short story here written by Grace. Martin. Another story I made in my free time, except I actually took inspiration from terrible animated movies. I tried to make it as bonkers as possible, oh lord, but still creative and wholesome. I hope you like reading it, and even get some enjoyment from how bizarre it is. Oh dear. From the same mind who brought us Transformers, I'm sure it will be.
So awesome.
Oh yes. And we have some movies here, which I'm sure will make for some excellent review fodder. Starting with remove after reading. And here it is, the worst thing that I could send you. It may seem very cruel, but refer back to King Didi quote. No idea who that is, but yes, very true. You were going to review this at some point anyway. It is woven in your destiny ever since you ended your Alpha and Omega reviews.
Oh boy.
So now you might as well swallow a bitter pill and get it over with. What I mean, of course, is this. Norm of the North, King,
Yay!
Keys to the Kingdom.
It's true. It is written in stars. It is your fate.
Yeah. It is unavoidable. It is your destiny.
How many Norm of the North movies are there?
3 for the moment, I think.
If they do a fourth, you can do a whole theme month.
And I don't know if, well, no, because I've already done a Let's Watch of the first one, and I am not reviewing that crap again.
Oh, it's not a review if it was a Let's Watch.
Shut up! Shut up!
You can't get out of it.
Does that mean I'm actually going to have to review the Asylum's Santa Claus? With the little kitties who hijack his sleigh?
Yep.
Ah! No! Why? And Keys to the Kingdom. I have no idea if this is the second or the third, but yes, this has been sitting on my plate for a while now. Thank you for providing me with the copy instead of just leaving me alone to maybe avoid it. Here it is! Hooray for me!
It's fate.
And because I also had some kind things to say about Tom and Jerry and the Wizard of Oz, we also have Tom and Jerry and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Starring Tuffy as an Oompa Loompa. Any signs that they are slowing, says the note! Yes, if Willy Wonka wasn't a raving madman before, it's the involvement of Tuffy that would push him over the edge.
The creator of Tom and Jerry recently passed away.
Only recently?
Yes.
Oh dear.
You know what that means, don't you?
Probably.
You should do a tribute month.
All the new Tom and Jerry movies that are out. We've got that. We've got that Back to Oz movie. How many other Tom and Jerry movies revisiting old intellectual properties like this are out there?
I don't know. But we're going to find out.
Yes, we are. Let's see. The Swan Princess isn't the only Swan movie made by Richard Rich. There is also The Trumpet of the Swan.
Oh my god.
No idea what this is all about. Let's see. When triplets are born and proud trumpeter swan parents, played by Mary Steenburgen and Jason Alexander. Okay.
Is this the musical?
I didn't know there was a musical. Yes? Is there?
I don't know.
Everyone is bursting with joy. All seems perfect until they discover that their only son, Louis, can't speak. Oh no! And without a voice, Louis can't compete against his loudmouth rival Boyd, Seth Green, for the affections of his true love, Serena, Reese Witherspoon. But with the help from a boy at camp and his teacher, Carol Burnett, and...
Wow, this has some star power in it, man.
It does. And with dubious guidance from a big city agent, Joe Mantegna,
Joe Mantegna, I can't pronounce it either, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, me too.
Woo.
Oh! Louis discovers his own unique talents, which help him find his place in the world. From the author of Stuart Little and Charlotte's Web, this all-new feature-length film based on E.B. White's best-selling children's classic is filled with delightful characters, non-stop action, and an original score by jazz artist Marcus Miller, plus an unforgettable song by the legendary Little Richard, who also just left us.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, gotta.
But I mean, that's got a lot of star power behind those voices.
Mm-hmm.
But why is the lead Jason Alexander?
Why is the star mute?
No, Jason Alexander, isn't that George Costanza from Jerry Seinfeld?
Yeah.
From Seinfeld?
Mm-hmm.
You got Reese Witherspoon,
Mary
Joe,
Steenburgen,
unpronounceable last name, but God, he's gorgeous. You got
Carol
Seth
Burnett,
Green,
Seth Green, yeah.
Carol Burnett,
Little Richard.
Little Richard, and the lead is Jason Alexander. That just seems kind of odd. I don't know. It might be good.
It might be. It might be. Yes, because Richard Rich does know how to be good. Fox and the Hound, anybody? And
That must have been a fluke.
actually, he is directing with somebody else by the name of Terry L. Noss. I don't know Terry L. Noss, but Richard Rich on his own gave us the Alpha and Omega sequels. Richard Rich in collaboration with other people gave us Fox and the Hound. So maybe
Fox
that means
and the
something.
Hound was a long time ago.
Yes, and that was one of his earlier works.
Yeah, everything else, everything he's put out since has been crap.
Why? But yes.
Because the box needs to eat.
The box does need to eat. This is true. Let's see. We also have this. Me and my brother loved this show when we were kids, so don't you dare say anything bad about it. JK, I'm not one of those people. Have fun with it. I just might have something to say about Crypto the Super Dog, but I don't know. Never seen this show, so we'll just have to wait and see, won't we?
I remember Crypto the Super Dog.
From the same
Did
planet.
I watch it?
Hmm?
Did I watch it, or did one of my kids watch it?
I can only assume that if you saw it, it must have been with one of your kids. Let's see, when was this made? Not seeing a year, but I'm pretty sure this was past the, Bruce Timm, universe of the DCAU. So, yes.
No.
Probably past your time, but yeah.
Past my time?
Yes, when you were watching cartoons. From the same planet as Superman comes the world's first super dog. Named Crypto by Kevin, the lucky boy who adopts him, and aided by Ace the Bat Hound. Oh god, there's Bat God in this. And Streaky the Super Cat. I've heard about Streaky, but I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, I've seen some Crypto.
Oh, you've seen some Crypto? Okay.
Yeah, I have. I remember Streaky.
Why do they give him
and the Bat and Ace?
And Ace, yes.
He's basically, gritty Batman.
Just to balance out the whole, Superman thing.
Yeah, he's a German Shepherd that wears the bat cowl. And, yeah, I remember this.
Which actually does make sense when you consider that he does have a very unique pattern on his forehead. So, gotta hide that. Yeah, put a bat mask on him.
But I was watching during a time in my life when I would just watch things and I didn't think that, I had to analyze and tear them apart bit by bit, scene by scene, line by line.
Yes, and
so,
I ruined you, we know.
It may actually be crap. I don't know. I remember enjoying it, but maybe I was wrong.
Maybe. Beauty and the Beast. Excuse me. Gotta look at this cough. Anyway.
Yeah, we'll address that cough tonight while we have dinner.
I love you.
Mm-hmm. I think we need to revisit the Beauty and the Beast.
No!
Oh, yes.
So many better things to watch. The powerful canine crash lands on Earth and takes a super bite out of intergalactic crime and criminals in 4 adventures from the hit animated series. Crypto dog paddles and flies to the rescue of a sinking ship full of zoo animals in Crypto Scripto. Big problems come in tiny packages. First, it's a superpowered flea from his home planet, of course. After scratching that pest off his list, Crypto takes on a bigger insect problem, a giant caterpillar in A Bug Strife. Finally, a really bad cat meets his match with Crypto, and a pack of powerful alien dogs curtail his feline shenanigans in Meet the Dog Stars.
Wow.
This sounds ridiculous, and I'm sure I'll enjoy it.
Grace, you're amazing.
Thank you so much, yes. And we have one more DVD here. The perfect Bob Show material I could find. And it is called A Stork's Journey. And wow, doesn't that look appealing?
I wanted to see this movie, I think.
No, you wanted to see storks.
Oh, is this a knockoff?
This is a knockoff. And it stars Drake Bell. He seems like he's in every one of these crappy animated knockoffs. Justine...
He's the new Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah. And somehow Jane Lynch, too.
Well, she had to do something after Glee.
I guess. And as always, family approved! Orphaned at birth and raised by storks, the sparrow Richard believes he is a stork too. But when the winter comes and the storks prepare to migrate to Africa, his stork family must reveal his true identity and leave him behind in the forest with the other sparrows. Yeah, because it's not like sparrows are known for migrating. Really?
Do sparrows migrate?
Or maybe I'm thinking of
Not
swallows,
all
I
birds
don't know.
migrate.
or maybe I'm thinking of swallows, I don't know. Since he would not survive the long journey.
Ironic, I know.
Yes, man. Determined to prove he is a stork after all, Richard ventures south on an epic adventure, accompanied by friends big and small, to unleash his true potential and be reunited with his family. This sounds so sweet and wonderful and... And something else that I grabbed in this stack of DVDs, which I thought was another DVD, but is not a DVD. It is A Semi-Charming Kind of Life. An Ever After High book.
Oh boy! Betrayal!
Betrayal!
Ever After High should have been so good.
It should have been.
It's so much better than Descendants.
No, it's not.
That's what everyone was saying.
Everybody said it was better. Everybody said it was better.
Better setup. I will give it all the credit in the world for having a much better setup. Leave it vague. Leave it non-specific. Leave it so we don't know who's messing everything up with this weird fantasy book universe. But everything else is just nothing happens. Just, ugh.
Oh, goodness.
Sorry. We're almost done here.
Sorry, I don't mean to yawn.
It's alright.
It's actually rather late in the evening.
Yes, we're just after 9 p.m. right now. But anyway.
And we haven't had dinner.
We have not. We're working on that. Darling Charming is bored in Damsel in Distressing class.
Damsel in Distressing class?
No idea what it's talking about, but seems to me a prince in a Damsel in Distressing class. It sounds like what to do if you should encounter a damsel in distress. Doesn't that imply that there would be some kind of action to be called for? You know, someone to save? I apologize for the phrase of damsel in distressing, but seems to me like that would be a pretty interesting class for those who are looking to save the fair maiden from whatever danger has befallen her. No? But he's bored of that?
I can tell you what to do if you come across a damsel in distress.
What's that?
You say, "Pardon me, fair maiden. Are you absolutely incapable of getting yourself out of whatever fix you happen to be in? Because if so, I will lend my assistance. But know that you are setting women back for centuries. Save your own damn self." Class dismissed. Put on your big girl panties.
Oh, goodness. I love you. Head bob. Anyway, he's bored in this class, whatever it is. Oh, wait.
Because damsels in distress are boring.
I'm sorry, I misread this. Darling Charming. His sister, that we never covered in the 3rd or 4th season or something. Whoops, my bad.
Oh, that's right. It was...
Okay.
not Chad.
Yeah, no, I thought it said, like, Daring Charming, but no,
Daring,
Darling.
yes, Daring and...
Dexter.
Dexter.
They both had the same initials, which caused so much confusion when, crap, what's her face? Not Mal.
Not Mal.
Wrote that letter addressed to D. Charming. Or maybe it was addressed to her, signed by D. Charming, I don't know, but
It was signed
really,
by D. Charming.
You have a brother who has the same initial as you, and you're gonna sign it D? You're an idiot. But, yeah, Darling Charming,
Darling is the girl. Yes.
Their sister, yeah, okay, you know what? Never mind. Yes, whatever this damsel in distressing class is, I can very easily imagine that she would be bored in that. Never mind. She'd much rather...
Those parents had 2 names picked out.
Mm-hmm.
They had one boy name and one girl name.
Yep.
And when the second boy came along, they were like, "Oops, what do we name him? I don't know.
Crap.
Dexter."
Yeah, Dexter. Next.
Whatever.
She'd much rather be in hero training with her brothers. The only thing is, she has secretly been helping her brother Dexter ace the class. If anyone finds out, a scandal would erupt at Ever After High. Oh no! One of the most prestigious families in town, the Charmings have a reputation to uphold. Darling is destined to be a damsel, but this rebel may want to decide her own destiny. Why should princes have all the fun? Oh, shut up. You're a princess. You own the world. Do you think Disney cares about their princes? No, it's all about the princesses, baby.
Disney does not care at all about their princes.
No. Watch Maleficent for that.
Completely extraneous.
A footnote in that story. Thank you, Grace. I know I'm going to have so much fun bitching over this.
More for the live stream.
More for the live stream, yes. And we have got a few last-minute items here. Starting with... Mighty Mouse to me is like Batman is to you. He's my favorite superhero. Then it appears that I am going to have to see what Mighty Mouse #1 here is all about, aren't I?
Is he the one that had the theme song in his cartoon, "Here I Come to Save the Day"?
I think so, yes. And and actually, now that you bring that up, considering all the many times that I get requested to do Mighty Mouse's voice in the streams, maybe I should watch some. And we also have this note coming off of this second and last comic here. How about another joke, Daffy? Very appropriate for the Joker and Daffy Duck. A match made in some kind of hell.
Yes, that is one you have to review.
I'm not sure if you're cut out for this business, Duck. He is not happy with whatever it is that Daffy's been doing. And finally, there was a very frightening little friend waiting in this box for me. Jean-Bob.
Jean-Bob!
Who looks like he's horrified and about to do something very inappropriate. But
I loved it.
but it's okay because no fear. Just why? Why did they make him look like this? They couldn't give him his smarmy little smile like, I am actually a prince, my lady. But what? This is going on the fan wall one day.
Oh, yeah. You know, when you said Jean Bob before, I got that mixed up
Oh, who did you think I was talking about?
with the elf that had the stupid name, Ebob. Because they all had to have E-names.
Why do the elves all have to have E names?
Because they're elves.
So?
E.
I
Elves.
get it.
You wouldn't know they were elves unless they had E-names.
I guess not.
Ebob.
I guess the short stature and pointy ears and constantly making toys and singing and dancing wouldn't have given them away.
Ebob.
Are all the trolls given T names?
Maybe.
No, they're not. Did you see trolls? Branch, Poppy, no. But no, not E-Bob, Jean Bob.
Jean Bob. Now I know who Jean Bob is.
A very surprised and possibly aroused Jean Bob.
Don't do that. Stop making that face.
Oh dear. Thank you, Grace. You have given me very much to laugh at and cry over and be kind of creeped out by. and yes, just keep on doing your thing. Keep on showing up to the streams and throwing out your weird, wacky ideas because they are too horrible and too much fun.
Transformers.
Oh my god, I'm getting into it! No! Y'all know the drill. If y'all want to send me fun stuff like this, books, movies, comics, fan mail, whatever, send it to the P.O. Box. See you later. I gotta get drunk.
Subscribe, like, follow, comment, share, watch more, more.